Okay, hello YouTube. Another training update. I just filmed the first one of this training session just like a second ago. So anyway, here we go. Zercher deadlift, which is not Zercher deadlift, but to be precise, it is Zercher Jefferson curl with safety bars set on the lowest position possible, so the range of motion is maximized pretty much. 30 kilograms for 10 and 9. Fishing rope technique. Yeah, so on the last set I used fishing rope technique, which allowed me to get more spinal erectors out of that movement and less glutes and hamstrings. Oh shit, my mom will call me right now. She wrote it down. But anyway, 0 out of 10 discomfort, 3 reps in reserve. I don't think it was 3 reps in reserve, to be honest. Like the last set, it felt like I had no more than 1. Even though maybe 2, but again, because on this movement, my spine, the structural integrity of my spine still, has to adapt. I don't really push that movement all that hard, even though it feels very hard, because cardiovascular demands on that movement are pretty high, because the range of motion is, it's a lot of range of motion, and additionally, your lungs are getting suppressed as you're using fishing rope technique, where you're doing like that. Yeah, it does stretch your spinal erectors more, but it's a bit harder to brace. But it's not an issue at all. It's just harder, Sit-ups, 13, 9, 7, 2 out of 10 lower back. I don't think it was 2 out of 10 that bad. But yeah, even though it was without weight. My performance on sit-ups isn't quite that consistent. I think it's because my technique isn't quite consistent, even though I tried to make it, more consistent recently. Yeah, I guess I would need a bit more practice with sit-ups to standardize the form on that movement, because it's also quite a bit hard on cardiovascular system, because you need to brace, and so you need to hold your breath in for 1, 2, 3 seconds. 1 to 2 reps in reserve. I think it was closer than that. Honestly think. I mean, it felt like I had no reps in reserve, but maybe I just, went out of breath. So that might be a factor too. Dumbbell rows, 22 kilograms for 10 and 9. 2 out of 10 shoulder, 1 rep in reserve. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Calf raises, 55 kilograms, 13, 13, 1 out of 10 ankle, 0 reps in reserve. Yeah, the form was pretty pristine on those. Pullovers, 4 kilograms. Each, 4 kilograms for each hand, 3 sets holds for time. Yeah, so I did just static holds, because I mean, when it comes to dynamic movement, I don't know why, but I just can't progress with those 4 kilogram dumbbells. I just can't seem to gain strength. The strength either stays the same or I regress on those movements. And I think it's because the rep range is a bit too low. 4 kilograms are surprisingly too heavy of a weight for me. So doing, sets of 5, 4, 3 isn't very productive to push progression on movement like that, because you can stay for long periods of time in that bottom position of a movement. So I instead started doing just holds. I think that will push progression better. Yeah, and I do pullovers for, obviously, serratus gains, ribcage expansion, and a bit of Diffuse tonnage for serratus and long head of the triceps. Low raises 2 kilograms for 13. This time the performance and proximity to failure were much better than usual. Use more momentum. And yeah, one way to get more shoulder stimulation and overall stimulus from low raises is to use a bit more momentum. If you keep them too strict, you just won't be able to get sufficient amount of stimulus from those, because the limiting factor in low raises is your ability to elevate the shoulder overhead. But if you add a bit of momentum, you can push harder. The resistance profile isn't cut out at the very top of the range of motion, but it's rather, the resistance profile becomes the same as with the strict lateral raises. Oops, my mom calls, but I need to finish my video first. Sorry, mom. Cable pushdown, 40 kilograms for 8-8. That was surprisingly low performance for me, because previously I did hit 9-7-7 and I expected at least to hit 9 in the first set, But I did change my form a bit. I made it more strict, more in a sense. The resistance profile I changed to a more stretch bias, even though it's pretty neutral on cable pushdowns. 3 out of 10 elbow, 0 out of 10. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think that's too big of a deal, but we'll see today, because today I'll repeat the same training session again, because I did do another variation here on 16th, and today is 18th September. Cable curl, 30 kilograms for 12-12. That's a definite rep PR. 3 out of 10 shoulder, 1 out of 10 wrist. Wrist felt pretty fine, but shoulder, yeah, shoulder. I need to strengthen my shoulder stabilizer, 0 reps in reserve, yeah. Face pull, 10 kilograms for 15-11, 1 out of 10 shoulder. 0 reps in reserve, yeah, pretty much that. Dead hangs with 5 grips, 3 times 20 seconds, 3 out of 10 shoulder, 3 seconds in reserve. I mean, something like that. I don't really track seriously my dead hangs. I just hang for as long as I think is appropriate. Neck curls, 2.5 kilograms for 15-15. Extensions, 2.5 kilograms for 18-15. I don't really treat neck isolation all that seriously. I just hit whatever reps I think appropriate is needed. I mean, I'm not really focused on increasing my neck size. I just train it for, just not my goal right now to increase those measurements of my neck. I just do train my neck because there will come a day where I would think to myself, damn, my neck needs additional work. And so then, instead of training my neck from the scratch, I'll just do the same shit I did, for months or for years, and I just will do them with more intent, in a sense. And it's also good for injury prevention, even though it's not that important for me. I mean, because I don't really fight with people, Sus machine, out, sus machine in. Yeah, that's something I wanted to do, but the machine was taken, so I decided to leave because, motherfucker, who cares about that? This is just something that I do occasionally for hip health, yeah. That's pretty much it. I don't know how would I name that and that. I think that I would call, I can't progress at tricep isolations for shit. And that I call what is the exercise that I sucked the most at that? Hammer curls, internal rotation. Oh, yeah. Finally a rep PR on overhead extensions. This is what I call it. Okay. Bye.